Our Utah winters include snow, slush, ice, wind, rain, all of the above, right? And temperatures also can play into it. So not all of the time do you have great weather,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Exactly. That's sort of Utah for you. And there's just going to be some days that are just too miserable to get outside and go for a little outdoor run. But don't let the winter stop or delay your outside running and all that walking altogether. Tanya Boyer is the publisher of Rocky Mountain Running and Triathlon magazine. She's got 5 ways to make that winter run more successful and a little more bearable. Okay, so how do you do it? Because it's nasty out there, it's snow, it's slushy, you don't want to kill yourself. What do you do? What's the first step?
Please don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's step number 1.
Please don't kill yourself. My purpose is to convince you to run outside, not to kill you.
Okay.
So the first step is to set a goal. So I found that most runners need a goal, a race, to actually register for and pay their registration fees to kind of keep them motivated to go outside. If you register for it and mark it on your calendar in bold, it becomes a real goal with a real completion date. And that race entry will motivate you to get out the door on days you'd just rather stay inside your cozy house.
And this is
you have to almost.
Yeah.
You have to get out.
A lot of those races happening in spring. This is the time of year when people actually have to start registering for those and picking which one, right?
Exactly. If you're doing a half marathon in March, you should have been training already.
That's good to know. Good to know. It keeps you moving, like you said, throughout the winter months.
Keeps you moving when you would rather stay home.
Okay, there are some days when you just have to do, plain and simple, a reality check. The inversion has been so bad the past few weeks, and those are days you might want to just consider staying in.
Yes, there are some days you're going to have to stay in. So for us that live along the Wasatch Front, inversion, it's become a regular part of our vocabulary. So an inversion is when the cold air gets trapped underneath the warmer air. But also with that cold air, pollutants are trapped, which include the particulate matter, the carbon monoxide, the sulfur dioxide. That is essentially poisoning yourself. And the reason is when you run outside, you breathe harder than normal, and you breathe in that bad air deep into your lungs. And the symptoms of that, it'll affect your breathing, it will affect your respiratory function, and your symptoms will be asthma or asthma-like conditions, coughing, a scratchy throat, a headache. So you might be running outside and think, gosh, I'm struggling in this cold weather, when actually it's the inversion that's causing those symptoms.
So what do? Do you have to stay inside, or how do you overcome the particular stuff? Or you just not go outside on days like that?
Yeah, you just have to go to the gym, maybe do a yoga video at your house, go swimming. So check KSL.com before you head out and make sure the air quality is good.
Okay.
We like that plug. Thank you so much. You also say warming up. I mean, we talk about warming up all the time when you run or when you train, but particularly when it's cold outside, you need that warm up so your muscles aren't shocked into a jolt.
Yes, I know a lot of runners who take the winter off because they say it's just too cold. I bet they're talking about the first 5 minutes after they step outside. I know that is brutally painful and cold, and your brain will remember that pain and not the free feelings of running. So what you want to do is warm up in your house and get the blood flowing, maybe by doing a few jumping jacks, jumping rope, running up and down your stairs. Sometimes I've been known to do a quick cleanup of my house or quick scrub of the kitchen before I head out. Get that blood flowing.
And then actually, by the time you actually step out, it probably feels good to have that cool air because you're a little bit warm and
you're
stuff.
dressed,
Darren, why don't you tell us?
I'm just taking someone's word for it. I'm not doing it. Okay, you say it's also important to have the appropriate clothing to be protected and all that kind of stuff. Walk us through that.
Yes, that is the key to enjoy winter running, is to make sure that you do have the appropriate clothing. Last year, we ran an article in the magazine by the staff of Salt Lake Running Company that talked about the proper ways to layer for outdoor running. And they mentioned follow the Support VIP acronym. So let's walk through that.
Okay.
Support VIP. Support your sports bra and underwear. I don't need to say anything more about that. That's a given. You're going to wear that.
Done and done.
Done and done. So let's focus on the VIP. V stands for ventilation. So the first tank top we have here, this is one of my favorite tanks. It's a 100% merino wool. It's from the company Icebreaker. Merino wool, which will wick your sweat. And down the sides, I don't know if you can zoom in down the sides, there's some mesh material which will help with the ventilation. Now that's great to wear alone in the summer, but during the winters, this acts as a great base layer.
The next look, you're layering somewhat.
Yes.
With the green vest.
The green vest. Now this is the insulation. So let's go to I. I stands for insulation. So what you want to do is make sure you're wearing a base layer, again, made of a technical fabric to wear sweat, and then the insulating part to keep you warm. You may or may not need this depending on the temperatures that day. A lot of runners, myself included, like vests because I can zip it all the way to the top, open it as I get warm, and also it's letting the air circulate through the armpit area where a lot of runners need ventilation.
Okay, support VI, get us to the P here.
P is protection. Some days you're going to need a waterproof or a windproof shell when you're going out. If there's any chance that you're going to get wet, you do want to wear that waterproof or windproof shell. And nowadays there's many choices that are very lightweight and hardly at any bulk or weight.
These are all tips to help us enforce the day-to-day winter running, help make it successful, help make it more bearable. But it comes back to a tip that you've mentioned before, and that's to mix it up, to not run every single day.
Yes, not run every single day. That will keep your motivation for running alive. Go snowshoeing, go swimming. On those days that we mentioned that are just too miserable to go outside, go to a yoga class, go to the pool. If it is snowing, do something made for the snow. Go snowshoeing. Still get those cardio benefits in, but it's something different than a run.
Or just clean your house extra hard.
Just clean your house.
Extra long. It's really, really hard. Tanya, of course, has great ideas. If you're looking forward to making one of those goals, think about it. Now's the time to put the target on. Thanks, Tanya, for stopping in.
We've got more information about the magazine on our website. You can sign up for your subscription, and we'll be right back with more on Studio 5. Stay with us.